Hello, everybody, and welcome into Inside Cornerstone, your weekly look at everything going on at Cornerstone, First Global Methodist Church here in Alexander City. I'm joined by Pastor Billy Coleman.
Brett, how you doing,
Coach,
man?
good to see you, man.
You're looking good today.
You are too. You just passing the compliments around everybody.
Well, yeah, it's a political thing.
I was going to say, are you running for office?
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to keep the one I got.
You're happy where you are. We're glad that you're happy where you are, and we're glad that you joined us out there, wherever it is that you might be, tuning us in and listening to us, maybe on the radio. So we appreciate it. You can go to our website at any time. Check us out, cornerstone-fgmc.org. You can watch us on Facebook. You know, all of our shows are archived. All of our services are archived. They're live streamed each week, every Sunday. You can watch the Arbor service and the traditional service over at Green Street. So we're glad to have people join us wherever it is that they're joining us. But this show is dedicated to kind of diving into what we have going on in the life of our church. Maybe just not just the messages that we talk about and have on Sundays, but how can you be involved? What do we have? What are our ministries, and what do they look like? And got David Hand coming up with us here in the next segment, because we said we'd get David back up here right before the new youth center opens up, man, and got some pictures from him this morning.
It's
that he
amazing.
Said, man, it's unbelievable.
It really is
such a awesome place, and I look, I get fired up not because of the building. The building looks awesome, and everybody that poured time and effort into it, they did a tremendous job. But I'm excited for what I know is going to happen inside that building.
Exactly.
And I think that's what David is so excited about. I know that's what you're excited about. You talked about it this Sunday in your message about how kind of your life has been dedicated to working with young people, your family, and so is mine. I went into education. I followed my parents' route into education. I went the college route, and I've been, was at a college for 26 plus years, but worked really side by side with students, whether it was in the ambassador program or working with the fishing team or whatever.
I know.
Man, I'm going to tell you, we get older, but every year the kids stayed the same age because you got a new crop of kids coming in. But it really energizes you as a person and keeps you motivated and keeps you full of life when you're around a bunch of young people.
I've still got some goofiness in me, as everybody knows, and it's from being around those goofy young people all my life. It kind of keeps you young, and I got to tell you, it is such a blessing to see the priority, not just the building. I mean, that's just a building.
Right, just like a church is brick and mortar.
I was going to say, we had
different.
2 wonderful services, I thought, Sunday in the Arbor and Green Street, but it wasn't because of the building. It was because of the people that were within the building. And just to know that our young people are going to be touched, we're having, I don't know if we'll get to it on this show, but FCA, I'm in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we were going to get, as you well know, we were going to get the junior college for a place to have a tremendous speaker, and we were going to get athletes from the college and 7 high school. Well, we couldn't get it. The president actually had it reserved, and I don't think I have priority over at the president of the university. But hey, we're going to have it at the Arbor.
Okay.
And there again, just don't forget the Arbor. We got 2 wonderful facilities right there.
Well, we're fortunate that a lot of times people look at it from a standpoint of using Central Alabama Community College because of its facility and how big it is. But we're fortunate enough to have a facility that hosts a lot of events too. I know the school system here in Alex City, they've hosted convocation there before. They've had breakfasts there before. Other organizations have come in and hosted banquets and things. We're really blessed to be able to say, okay, if we can't have it here, we can have it at our church.
FCA, we try to stay. We love our churches, Lord have mercy. I mean, we love them all, but we try to stay away from having FCA functions at churches for obvious reasons. I mean, you want to be ecumenical and all of that.
If it's a good fit at the college.
It does. And, and the Arbor kind of stands alone. It's not associated with a church in name.
Right.
We're going to have it at the Arbor, and that's going to be great. And then we got the youth building, and I know David's probably going to talk about some plans for that. Through the years, that's going to be wonderful. And we got a great group of little bitty kids. If you want to sit down on the carpet after church and just play with the kids,
there's about 30 of them every Sunday.
Well, they're going to grow into this new youth building,
right,
and that's exciting.
Well, I was going to say we were talking about what's inside a building, not the building.
Right.
I'm part of the 13th man group that unlocks the church on particular Sundays, and this past Sunday I went and unlocked the church, and when you're there and it's just you in there by yourself, and it's early in the morning, and you're turning the lights on, you're unlocking the doors and all, and it's really, really quiet in there. It's beautiful in the sanctuary.
It is.
But again, it's lifeless without the people.
Good point.
And so I'm thinking to myself how quiet it can be, but how full of life it can be. I had that thought this past Sunday when I was walking through and unlocking everything. And, the 13th man, that's another group at our church of guys that volunteer and are on a rotation schedule. Every so many Sundays you come up and you're responsible for unlocking and locking the church after the services, or before and after the services on Sunday. And there's so many different things that you can become involved in at our church or wherever it is that you might worship. Sometimes you just have to ask, how do you want to be involved? How do you want to contribute? What do you want to do? I know David's constantly, and he'll come up here and talk about this in a minute, asking for help. He can't do it all by himself. He takes 40 kids off on a trip somewhere. He can't handle all that. I remember, being the sponsor of an ambassador program at CAC, I had to help. I mean, you take these trips, you can't pin all of that on one person. So it takes a village to raise these kids.
We've got a spirit within the church. There is help. There are those that just want to be asked to be a part. And that's a challenge that as we continue to go in the directions we're going, that's going to be a challenge to plug in this family of four whose young people, the children are going to have places to go. I mean, we got the children's program and the youth program, but we need to get those young parents involved in small groups and let them know about the ministries of the church, a feast of sharing, and all the other things that we want to do in the church. So we've got to be real proactive about providing opportunities for ministry. I had a lady, she's like me, she's on the older side of life, came by and hadn't been to church for a while, and she wanted to be a part of the church. We didn't just talk about the service. We sat down and wrote out Cornerstone Women and Wednesday night meals and the Bible studies we offer for the ladies on Wednesdays.
When you get out of something, what you put into
you
it.
Plug them in.
Well, and I think from a personal standpoint, I used to say this all the time as a college recruiter, talking to kids trying to make a decision to go to college. I said, your experience will be what you put into it. What you invest will be your return. And if you go to class every day and you get in your car and you go back to your apartment and go back home and you don't interact with anybody, you don't join any clubs, you don't do anything, part of any organizations, that'll be what your college experience is. On the flip side of that, if you want to be active, you want to meet new people, there's plenty of opportunities out there for you to kind of expand your horizons and do some of those kind of things.
And the church has a responsibility to provide and encourage people to get involved, and they're going to be glad they did.
I mean, I'll take our Sunday school class for an example. It's morphed into. We've had probably two different Sunday school classes break out of our Sunday school class,
and that's good.
That was the whole objective, because we had grown to a certain point. I remember at one point in time, we were having almost 50. In our Sunday school class. And so I remember somebody in the church saying, hey, y'all do realize your Sunday school class is bigger than like a third of our church in our conference. And they're like, and it wasn't, they weren't trying to tell us to break up. It wasn't one of those deals. It was like, but somebody might take a step out of their comfort zone and, a group may form out of that group that they have a little bit more of a tight-knit bond. And, when you get so big, a lot of times people get a little hesitant to open up, and that's understandable.
yeah.
So you don't want to lose that group. We kind of lost the touch of a small group. We weren't really we technically couldn't be called a small group anymore. But again, it's really good to see that growth. But we're going to go ahead and take a break. We come back. David Hand with our youth ministries will join us here on the show. Stay tuned. More Inside
David, I will
Cornerstone.
wrestle in this next segment. We'll see how that goes.
That will not happen, by the way.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Hey, everybody, I'm Brett.
Billy?
And I'm Matt.
And we want you to join us each week for Inside Cornerstone. Coach, Matt, excited to have this show on every single day throughout the week leading up to Sunday.
Jesus Christ is going to be glorified in everything we do. You won't just be listening to messages. You're going to be hearing about things going on at our church.
And make sure you join us at our worship services 9 and 11 o'clock.
Join us each week right here on Inside Cornerstone on WAXC TV.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. Got a great guest up here now, a good friend. Look at him waving at the camera. This guy's not shy. First of all, no shyness in this guy. But David Hand here with us with our youth program at Cornerstone. And David, good to see you, brother.
Hey, good seeing y'all.
Great
Thank y'all
having
for
you,
having me
David.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Always fun to have you up here. And we all.
And it means something.
It's
usually.
time.
It does. It does. It means something. He just doesn't stop by because he ain't got nothing to do. But David's excited, just like the rest of us are, about this youth facility that we have at the church now. A vision that has come to fruition. We're approaching our 1-year anniversary of our church. I know we'll talk about that here a little bit later on, guys. But while all of that was being culminated, there were a lot of people in this church that had a vision for what we were going to do with our youth. And that's how important it was. How are we going to get our youth what they need through this, the birth of this new church? And David, man, how fast this thing happened.
Oh, it's I'm on cloud 9. I just got to tell you. But I got to tell you the most beautiful thing behind this whole story and the whole building is how we have watched a church come together for its young people. I mean, if I sit back and put couches in, TV hanging, do all of that throughout the weeks and get it prepared, I always lay down at night and just think, God, just what a special time it's been to share that with a church who loves its young people. You got all ages asking, what can we do? What can we put in there? What can we help with? Guys, that don't happen everywhere.
They're fired up too. Well, they've watched this whole process, and just like we have, and it's been in rocket form. I told Coach back when this started happening, you went from an empty lot, and I think I drove by the next week, and there was a building on there. I'm like, did they bring that in on a truck? I mean, what happened? But that's how fast it seemed like it came up. But you're right. I think. A facility is what it is. It's a building, we talked about it in the first segment. It's the people that are inside that. It's the memories. It's the worship. It's the things that go on. It's what make that building special. And the kids have been invested since day one. They've taken ownership of this. They knew what they were getting out of it, so they've wanted to help, and they've been a part of the process all the way.
Well, it's like when we went through the whole changing over and all of that, we asked our kids just trust the process. Trust that things God's going to take care of.
Sound like Nick Saban done.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was thinking the exact
I'm
same
sorry.
thing.
We ain't got to worry about him anymore. We're just Tuscaloosa.
But we just told our kids just trust in the God. Trust that God's going to take care of us, and do something special for us. And how I remember back from a year ago, where we were showing the diagram and the layout on a screen in the arbor to what it is now is unbelievable. So hats off to our church, because in ministry, you just want to watch just special things happen. And I've got to witness that over this past year. It's just something special.
Our ministry goes beyond the walls of our church. We've been teasing people for about 8 months on the show, but I think one day we're all going to be able to make a big announcement. I think we're getting closer to that. But, our ministry reaches further than just the kids that go to our church. And there's so many people in our community, in surrounding communities, that just need that ray of hope. They need somebody that they feel like cares about them. And they're just looking for an opportunity to blossom. And, maybe they're stuck in a situation in their life that they can't see out of. They can't see an end to it. And on a positive side, it takes people having a vision to be able to do that and translate that out. I know, and we'll talk more about that at a later date, but for the youth in our church, I mean, on any given Sunday or any given Wednesday night or whatever, there's kids from other churches. There's kids, they bring their friends, and it's, again, they're all welcome. And we say that all the time on this show, don't we, Coach?
Certainly, absolutely are. David, if you don't mind, talk a little bit about the inside approach that you've taken You see the outside of the building. It's very unique, I think, the way you've approached. Tell us a little bit about what's on the inside and the way you approached it.
And yes,
That's
My
pretty
whole
interesting.
thinking behind the youth building, okay, if you're an unchurched person, what do you want to walk into? What do you want to see? What are you looking for? So I tried to in my planning was, okay, have your stage, have your band set up, have that. But okay, some kids like to come in and just lounge around on a couch or something and just chill for a little bit. So I've tried to approach it like, hey, if I would never been in a church before, and that's what we're going after. I mean, when I'm out there trying to talk to kids and all, you want to have that child who has never been involved in a church to walk into your facility, because if you get them there, you got a chance.
Exactly.
So my whole philosophy was, if you get them in there, let them see and say, hey, this is special. This is something, that I can relate to, that feels at home, type
well, I
deal.
think that's important.
So
And you got all that stuff, all that inside stuff you got from separate donations, didn't you?
yeah, when you walk in that new youth facility building, not a single thing that you will see was paid for by the church. It was all donated
That's amazing.
through grandparents, parents, loved ones, people who don't even go to our church. You set out at the ball games with their grandparents, and they look over there and say,
How can I
what an impact you're making on my grandchild's life. What can I do to help?
That's
And I said, ma'am, just help us out
help
financially.
us buy TV.
Right. help-
And 100 chairs.
yeah, 100 chairs. But also, I want to say a few minutes about the Arbor. The Arbor is still going alive and strong. We talk about the events that's happening. The Scouts used it last night for a great event. We got the baseball banquet coming up from Bender Russell is using it in a few weeks. So the Arbor is still just alive and strong.
Right.
And it will always be that way.
That's
But
good to hear.
and then we got the FCA event. So we already got 3 big events.
How many, on average, what would you tell everybody the Arbor hosts outside of church services on a yearly basis? How many events would you think on average are held in that building?
Maybe 12 events, maybe.
I was thinking more than that, David. I mean, we just named off 4.
Yeah, it may be
mean,
even
I'm-
more than that. I always have to just go back and look at my calendar.
Right.
I realize, wow.
I think throughout the year, I mean, I can think back to the, where we stuffed the bags for the, I forgot what it was, when we put all the food in the baskets and everything. I mean, I would think that Arbor serves probably about 30 events a year.
I believe it.
Outside
I
of
believe it.
church events. Outside of church
believe
events.
It also enables us to have our one worship service activities when Green Street and Arbor, and we all say that that's been a big deal, bringing the two
Sure it
churches
is.
together.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I mean, that has to be at the Arbor because of the capacity that it has. Our 1 year celebration will be at the Arbor. So
Right.
I'm glad you bring up the Arbor.
Oh, hey, I just want everybody to know the Arbor is just still alive and with a lot of activities that you don't know
Right.
about if you're at home unless you ride by and see cars everywhere. But I also want to say we got time to say one.
No, you're gonna be with us next segment too.
Okay.
So.
We're going to 5 o'clock today.
But I do want to say thank you to our youth and our parents because I told Billy in them staff meeting, if you go on Facebook page, Youth Pastors Only, you hear so much stuff that goes on in youth ministry throughout the United States. There's 22 or 23,000 people on that Facebook page, and you read and hear everything. And the statistics show right now, and I want to say this is what's so great about our church. Only 10%, if you got 10% of students coming to your youth program, 10% of your congregation, you got a healthy, thriving youth ministry. 10%. I added up who we got coming and the parents and everything. We're right at 25%
Amazing.
of students who come to our youth program compared to membership.
Awesome.
And hey, that just says something great about our church.
Yes, it does. I mean, well, I think, and we'll come back and talk about this, the design. We'll save it for the next segment because I've got some thoughts on that too. Stay tuned. More Inside Cornerstone right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone here, and we kept David on for one more segment because we're excited about the new youth facility. That tell everybody real quick. I want to go back to something you said, but when is it officially open, David?
Okay, we're going to kick off February the 4th, 5 p.m. We're going to have a worship night. Got a young guy that's going to dedicate his life to Jesus Christ and
pretty good way to open it.
And be baptized. February the 4th at 5 p.m. So if you want to come check out the building and worship God, come on, join us.
I think I want to go back and talk about what you said when you look at a place in the design, especially when you're looking at youth and kids. You want and they make this determination. If they show up and it doesn't feel right, they're not coming back.
No.
You know, your environment and what you provide for somebody, the level of comfort, whatever it is.
Welcoming.
Right. If you go into a place that's cold and callous and it didn't feel right, you're like, man, I'm not coming back to this. Hey, it's the same when I was recruiting at CAC. You know, when kids come on campus, you know, they either had a good, warm, and fuzzy feeling about it or they didn't. And if they didn't, they probably weren't coming back. So I think that's key and crucial. So you have to think about all of those things you talked about, David, the kids having a place that they can come in and it feels like home to them.
It's home. That's what I'm saying. You only got one shot. I mean, when they walk in that door and they open that door for the first time, they, you know, that's what they're going to see. They're going to say, hey, can I be comfortable here? Is this a warm environment for me? And, you know, I want to grab them on that first try.
Right.
I want to walk in and say, hey, you know, this is a place we worship, but look over here. We got a ping pong table, got a pool table. We got
You got different things that going on in the same room, but people can be involved in multiple different things.
Exactly.
They don't have to all be in one thing.
Right, and they're not scattered out, so you got to go into this room
Right.
where people are going to be at, and you can't, you know, so everybody's confined into one big room.
I think something else is when people drive by and they don't even go into the building, adults, grandparents, parents of all ages, when they drive by and they look at that, what does that say about the church? And is that the kind of church they might want to check out? You know, here's a church that puts emphasis on the young people. Look what they've done at a time when they were a brand new church, and I mean, you're having to reach deep, you know, if you know what I mean.
Amazing.
But it does say something, I think, Brett, about the church.
Well, it should.
And what our priorities are.
I mean, actions speak louder than words, right? Yeah, we can all get up there and talk a big game and talk about how, you know, we've got all these big plans, but at the end of the day, people want to see action. They want to see something take place, and that's why this has been so amazing to me and a lot of people, is how fast this thing got started, and to the point where we are now, where we wanted to get these youth in a facility as fast as possible. We didn't want to waste or spare any moment. You know, every moment was crucial, and a lot of people were involved in that, David. I know you probably don't want to start naming people, you leave somebody out, but so many people that were involved in making this thing come to fruition.
Oh yeah, I bet you could start rambling off names now.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. There's so many people say thank you to, and I try to set our youth down every week and just tell them what a blessing it is, because I really want them to know that this is special. I mean, I've heard of churches try to start on a fellowship hall that might take 5 years to do.
Right.
So what we have done in 1 year for them is really
amazing.
It's amazing.
Well,
and I want them to know how special it is. I mean, you know.
And it ties in, Coach, I want to talk about the 1 year anniversary, the celebration coming up that ties into I mean, it's just going to be a big day all the way around.
We're going to have a joint service at 10 o'clock, as we said earlier, in the Arbor, because it's the only place that can seat the capacity.
And we'll still
that
have
I think we're going to have
space issues in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to have a fellowship time from 9 to 10. It's not a plated breakfast, but it's all those breakfast foods that we all chomp down on.
Hey, grazing's worse than just actually sitting down and eating.
But there's going to be a lot more of that. There'll be 3 or 4 stations. People will go around, they'll talk, they'll fellowship, then they'll go sit in a chair and eat some food. And then after it's over, there's going to be another fellowship time where we're going to celebrate in a different way. This is unusual. The first thing we're going to do at that service as a church is going to be communion. We're gonna have a communion service there, and then of course on the tail end of that day is the open house for the youth building, and it's gonna be
a big day.
A big day, and it's gonna be a lot of celebrating and
it should be.
And hopefully
we got reason to celebrate.
We do, and hopefully a challenge. You know, we talked about this at one of our leadership groups just this past week. It's real simple. What got us from here to here? What got us there? Focusing on Christ.
Right.
So what's going to get us from here to here? It's going to be the same thing. So we definitely want it to be a worship service, but we also want it to be, man, what a great year. Let's check it out. What happened this year?
A celebration, because again, you know, and there's still a lot of things that people don't know how they're going to work out and all. But going into what we went into with the split and creating and kind of stepping out. There's always uncertainty with that, and what are you going to look like in a year? But man, how fast that year went by!
Right.
I mean, you think about how quick. I know everybody told me, they said, "Look, when you have kids, the years just rocket by," and they do. They come around a lot faster now, and but truly, everybody's been so busy and involved, and so many things have been going on. Man, that it's almost hard to believe that we're at a year.
It really is. And, let's make sure we put the important stuff right out there. This is about Jesus Christ.
Amen.
It's a great building. It's a pretty building. You can do some neat things in there. I'll probably beat David regularly in ping pong in there. But at the same time, why did we build it? We built it for the glory of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And that goes with everything that's happening. And we can't, I can tell you one thing, this service we're having is not going to lose sight of that. And David's opening night at the youth center is certainly not going to overlook that. What did he just say? A young person's going to commit their life to Christ, be baptized. That is why we're doing what we're doing. And there is no other reason for it.
No, that's the whole goal.
That is it.
Hopefully that won't be the only one over the next several years.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be lots more, young people saved in that building and brought to Jesus
That's
through that.
What it's for.
That is what it's for. And
Yeah.
David, I know that you're tremendously excited. You've been excited for a long time. But the pictures you showed us this morning, man, that place is. How could you not look forward to going in there and having fun?
Right.
I can't wait. I can't wait till everybody sees the inside.
Yeah.
So, and I know, I even heard about, the trip you guys just went on, confirmation, my knucklehead daughter and her friends. I heard maybe there may be a food podcast or something coming out.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and you want me to go ahead and tell you what the name they came up with?
I kind of heard, but won't you tell everybody?
Hood Rats. So the cooking show will be called Hood Rats.
Nothing like a cooking show that has rat in there.
And the T-shirt already got a rat
Yeah.
on top of the hood of the oven.
So
We're gonna start another. We got legacy builders. Let's get 100 and over group that comes in there, and maybe checks out the show and has some activities going in there. This for all ages, man.
ages.
Well, you can't be in, Brett, because you're not over 100. Now, me, that's different. I can see every aspect of the church being benefited, from the youth center. And, growing up, when I was a young guy like you, helped Wesley and Ryan, my two sons, and you helped me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right.
And now I got 4 grandkids. You do something for those 4, what do we do a lot of times in this country? We go watch things our young people are doing.
that's what we do.
Amen.
That's right.
That's right.
And now here it is. Except this time we're serving Christ and talking about Jesus.
Amen.
Can't beat it.
Well, the energy that spills out of that building will spill into the rest of the church.
Of course.
That's the
Already
thing.
is.
It already is.
It already is.
And vice versa. I know
yeah.
we spend a lot of time talking about youth, but guys, we have some wonderful Bible study classes. We have some wonderful Sunday school classes of all ages.
All ages.
And look, they all generate energy for each other.
That's right.
So, it kind of work in harmony together. So, David, thank you, brother.
Hey, appreciate y'all
man.
letting me on,
Appreciate
bro.
you, man.
Excited to see you February the 4th.
That's right. Hood Rats.
Can't
coming
wait
towards
to
you.
see you after this event,
That's right.
Yeah, I'll get you back, right.
And they'll have a live podcast with Hood Rats there from the new facility.
Cook
soon,
up
too,
those
so-
rats, man. I'll be there.
They won't be cooking rats. All right, we're going to go to break. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
Thanks,
All
man.
right, thank y'all,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone, our final segment here on the program.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. David's a great guy, and he does a really good job with our youth.
Yeah.
And that's so important that you have somebody that, you know, everybody feels a level of comfort with their children.
Yeah.
And you know, they're being taught the right things, and, you know, they go off on these trips, and they're fellowshipping together, but there's a mission behind all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Just a special time for our church. I'm excited. I know you are. I know everybody else is.
When you leave in the morning, the tank's full.
That's right.
Let's go.
February the 4th will be a big day. So, look, if you're out there looking for a church home, or you're interested in something we're talking about, or that catches your eye and you want to join us on February 4th, we'd love to have you.
No strings attached.
That's it. We'd love to have you part of the celebration and come see what we're all about. Just kind of recapping for people out there, Coach, we've had a big group of new members join in this year. So that's helped as far as growing our congregation.
Absolutely.
And the things
and contribute. I mean, gotten involved in the life of the church, too.
Right. And I think, again, a lot of that has been such a positive light, and bringing in new people and building new relationships and all that. Kind of leads me in a couple of things we want to talk about before we get off the show today. We'll go into your message from this past Sunday, but also you and I will be talking more and more over the next several weeks about the Easter season coming up, and then on Ash Wednesday, which will fall on.
It's early this year.
It falls on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Falls on the 14th of February. So, so we'll be talking more about that, and I'm looking forward to along that journey and what it really means to take part in Lent, and what it means to kind of sacrifice, what the symbolism is behind all of that and why you do it, and kind of leading up to Easter Sunday. So that'll be a lot of fun talking about that. But kind of go over to your sermon this week, and I'll let you just talk about it.
I will. And I like the word you used in your last sentence there, a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
Everything.
Yeah, the Green Street is our older congregation, I guess. I mean, I would say so. But they laugh and cut up just like
Absolutely.
they do. So it's really a blessing. It's a lot of fun. The sermon, I'm coughing because I'm remembering it now. The sermon was calling building your house on the rock. As everybody can probably know, it comes from that scripture, that parable that Jesus says at the end of the Sermon on the Mount. He said everything. There's 1,000,000 sermons in the Sermon on the Mount. And at the end of it, he talks to them about and says this: he who hears my word and practices it is like a man who built his house upon a rock. The winds came, the storm came, and that house stood strong. He who hears my words and doesn't practice them is like a man who built his house upon the sand. And when the winds came and the storm came, that house fell with a mighty crash. Now, Luke also has a Sermon on the Mount. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, right.
We always think of Matthew, and me included. When you don't find the Sermon on the Mount, go to Matthew. Well, Luke has it too. And Luke has a little sideshow on that parable. He says that the man who listened to Jesus' words was like a man who went and dug a ditch, a good ditch, until he hit rock, so his foundation of his house would be on the rock. So he uses a work concept, digging.
Right.
And so what we talked about in the sermon was the foundation of our spirit. And this is not about a house. It's about a spiritual house. And by the way, the storms fell on both of them. And they both listened.
Right.
This was not to somebody that wasn't listening.
Right.
The difference was one acted on it and one did not. But the storms came on it. And so we're building a spiritual house, and it's all about, so what is the rock? In this case, it's not Jesus, although Jesus is referred to the rock like Cornerstone.
Sure.
It's not Peter, even though Jesus said, "You're a rock, Peter. I'll build this church upon this rock." The foundation is obedience, right?
Absolutely.
The foundation is the guy that did what Jesus told him to do, built his house on that. So the foundation is being obedient and following up and doing what we hear.
Right.
And, so we talked a little bit about, I'm going to shut up in a minute.
No,
we talked a little bit about that. You can listen to all the sermons you want to, but this puts a real clarity on it if you don't practice what you hear.
We say that all the time.
And that starts with me. Don't stand up and say it if you're not going to do it. Then you got a problem. You can this is controversial. You can read your Bible and know all the stuff that's in there, but if you don't practice what you're reading, you're really not doing any good.
You said something too on Sunday, and look, inside the walls of that church, we're comfortable. We're worshiping, and we can come over here and we can build something to honor Jesus and all that. That's not what he called us to do. He called us to go beyond the walls and go out and minister.
Oh, yeah.
And again, that's kind of what you're talking about here.
Yeah.
That's what true Christianity is all
Sure,
about.
sure.
Is spreading the word and trying to bring others to him. If you're all just sitting in a big pile in a building you're not accomplishing
That's right.
what he asks of us to do.
And we need to point out too, Brett, we're not talking about salvation through works. No, we are saved through the grace of God through faith in Christ. That's how. But once we have accepted Christ into our life and the Holy Spirit begins to work in our life and we start to growing, it is. Jesus in the upper room said, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you don't attach yourself to me, you will not bear fruit. If you don't, you will not bear fruit. If you do, you will bear fruit. Jesus is the vine, we're the branches. We are called to do things for Christ. That's not salvation through works. That is a response to accepting him through grace, and now he commands us to go out there and do something about it.
It's his expectation.
That's right.
That's what it is.
And, we get all bent out of shape sometimes on this works and grace and stuff like that.
Well,
We're saved through grace.
Don't we say all the time that, and we've brought it up numerous times over the last several months, that doing something and waiting for a pat on the back, that's not why you should do
And
it.
he said don't do it
That's
for
right.
that reason.
Don't do it. That
Right,
way.
that's right.
Yeah, your works are important, but you're not doing that with an expectation of saying, oh, man, look at what they're doing. It's not about, you should be doing it because you
His
want to do
glory,
it
right.
and you want to help and not asking for any type of accolade in return or any type of, compliment or whatever. You're trying to do his work through your actions and let that be the testimony without ever getting, if anybody never said anything to you, then that should be fine.
Right, and that is the foundation of the house. What you just said is responding to what Jesus says and going out and doing it. We threw some examples out there and stuff like that, and that's part of who we are. And now we're going to talk this week. I'm going to throw a little caveat out there. We're going to talk about anxiety in our life, and I think the message is called "Casting the Anxiety Away."
Well, I think people.
That's going to be.
It's going to be very, very interesting, and anxiety, man, it affects a lot of people.
Well, I'm going to give you one little interesting tidbit.
Throw it out there.
It's coming Sunday too, by the way, and that is the leading mental illness in this country is now not depression.
It's anxiety.
It's anxiety disorder.
Not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
So much, and look, and not to get too deep into the weeds on that, but with social media and everything that goes on in this world and the things that we see and the false portrayals of what we think everybody else's life is versus ours can create anxiety to a point where you're like, man, I just don't have my stuff together. Everybody else around me just seems to be rocking and rolling, and it's all great.
Which is not true.
But what I'm saying, it's a false impression.
It is,
but
yeah.
it adds to that. I think you probably could go do some research, or I'm sure people have done research, and you can see a direct correlation to the increase in anxiety disorder in our society taking over the number one spot over depression with social media.
Oh, that's
I bet there's a direct
it plays a
correlation
role in
Well, I
it.
think it's probably, I think it is the role. I think it's probably the biggest contributing factor to that. I mean, I'm saying
Because
that
there's
without,
no accountability.
there's none. I mean, and look, we don't know what somebody saw something on talking about social media, but it was a good statement. It showed this rope, and it was being held together by this one little thread, and it said, make sure you're kind to everybody all the time, because you don't know when they're about to snap or when they're about to come apart or completely come unraveled. You don't know what they're going through in their life, and you could be that saving grace for them to bind back together.
Right.
Just something you say nice or a compliment or whatever could really be the saving grace for that particular. You don't know what people are going through in their lives.
It's going to be I can't wait.
Yeah,
for
I'm
this
looking
Sunday.
forward to it.
And can I say one thing?
Yeah,
I know I saw the light come on. This is not. I'm not bragging on us. So after what we just said, But Brett and I have never messed up. We've messed up, but we've never had to start over. Kane will be our witness. We had, and I almost went off on a coffin jack.
The only time we ever started over was when Kane lost the footage.
Well, that's
So we had to
different.
start.
That's Kane.
We're just kidding, Kane. We're kidding.
Well, I almost went on a coffin jack a while ago.
Okay.
But I gritted
fought
my
through it.
teeth.
You fought through it.
I fought through it, and I tried to focus and stuff
fought
like
through
that.
it.
So to this day, since we started, am I right?
Knock on wood.
Never had to do it. And
That's because our producer's so good.
I hope that means that we speak from the heart.
Well,
And if we screw up, we screw up. But I'd rather everybody
But I do
hear
think
it.
that says a lot about us coming out here
Trying.
on this show, and when we try to be as genuine as we possibly can. So
For his glory.
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
Again, I want
Pleasure.
to thank David Hand for coming out here, and exciting times. Mark your calendar, February 4th. Going to be an exciting day in the life of our church. That's going to wrap it up here for us on this edition of Inside Cornerstone. We'll be back with you next week. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.